And the feedback systems, we have two patterns or two different types. One type we call it negative feedback systems. Another type we call it positive feedback systems. So what's the difference? Yeah, what's the difference for these two feedback systems? They are the same, have receptors. They have the same control center, and they have the same like effectors. Receptor, control center, and the effector. Three parts, they both have. But when we're talking about negative kind of feedback systems, basically, they receive something, information, and send the information to the control center. Control center sending to effection part is decreased originally condition in there. Like we're talking about the temperature getting higher, they try to reduce. The temperature is low, they try to increase. And the same thing for blood pressure. We have special receptors inside of our blood circulation in the blood vessels. They can receive the blood pressure changing. When we're talking about blood pressure, we say normally around 120 over 80. That's the normally. Could be a little bit higher or a little bit lower, but basically around that number there. So for some reasons, normally, like people stress can cause blood pressure rise a little bit, maybe go to 130 over 85 or even 90. Then the receptors will receive the information and then sending the control center. Then control center sending the information to all of the body. Basically, they can working for the heart. They can working for the blood vessels. Like a heart jumping a little bit slowly and the blood vessel dilate. But generally result, they decrease the blood pressure. Like go back to the normal range. So that means negative feedback systems just keep internal environments balanced there. So that's negative feedback systems. Most of bodies like control systems like this, yeah, negative feedback systems and the negative control in there. Another feedback systems, we call it positive feedback systems. So we say positive feedback systems they still have receptors, they still have effectors, they still have control center. Still pretty similar here, but the result is totally different. So basically, they just make everything more stronger and stronger. It's not that common. It's not that common. And it usually not happens in the longer time body functions. Just temporarily, temporarily, some special conditions are typically case like a baby delivery. Normally, baby delivery, the process. The process. We say after start, the baby delivery, the receptor in the uterus receive that information and then sending to the control center or nervous systems and also endocrine systems. That's our control center. And then they sending the information, pushing the uterus muscles, contraction more strongly. And more strongly, they're sending more information through the receptors to the control center. And then they're pushing more strongly. So that kind of feedback systems, we call it positive feedback. So we say that kind of feedback systems is not that common. Just in special kind of situation, in special kind of periods of time, and they make the reaction stronger, 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 until, like we still talking about the baby delivery, until the baby delivered, and then everything stopped. Everything stopped after the period's over. After period's over. So that kind of feedback, we call it positive feedback. So that's about our negative feedback and the positive feedback. So just some picture here show us some negative feedback systems and was it working. Can you still see the nose?
Mostly, but they're partly blocked on my screen anyway.
Yeah, I have some trouble with my computer. There, they go to the other part. Okay, they come back.
There, now they're mostly back, for me anyway.
Let's do it again to see.
It's okay, we can see all the text.
It looks okay now?
No.
No,
on the right side.
not in the center.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I think but it's okay because there is no characters on the right side.
Yeah, maybe it's okay.
yeah, okay. So maybe I just stop share and share. They will be coming. Coming. So the chart here just give us example exactly we talking about before. So let's see here. So that's the receptors. Yeah. Sensory means receive information part and sending to the control center, and then go to effectors, and then they sending information, go back. Yeah, some effector stimulations, and then sensory receive information again. Right side, this example. Yeah, body temperature. Yeah, the body temperature changing. So the receptors, the nervous cells in the skin. Yeah, in the skin, and then they sending to the control center. Yeah, control center. So our temperature control center in the brain. Yeah, in the brain. Change our color here. And then the control center sending the information go to the sweat glands and getting more sweating and relieve some heat through the sweating. So that's the temperature go to let it be low, and then they sending information like receive information again. Now is like a temperature is let it be low, and then they sending the control center, and the control center stop sweating. Yeah, stop sweating. So kind of control, continually receive the information and continually sending to the control center, and continually got effections. That's way keep the body temperature around 37 degrees. So that's the negative feedback systems. Exactly the same like we talking about before. Next picture here is the positive feedback systems. Yeah, positive feedback systems. Positive feedback systems, the typically case we talk about baby delivery. Yeah, baby delivery, deliver the baby, and try to make it stronger, stronger, and stronger. So that's the circle here. Sending more information, yeah, sending more information to the brain, and then brain sending more information go to the uterus, go to the like muscles, yeah, and the contraction in there. So that's basically, yeah, basically until the baby totally delivery. That's typically case. And you also can think about, for example, your digestive systems. After you eating, yeah, after you eating food, and your digestive systems start working, they secrete a lot of enzymes. to help your digestions. And they continue digestions in your digestion systems until your stomach totally empty and your small intestine empty. Then they stop to secretion digestion juice. So that's another example for positive feedback. But positive feedback usually during a short time. It's not that long term. It's just short time functions. And that body functions ending, the positive feedback will be stopped, will be finished. But negative always in there, keep the balanced, keep internal environment balanced. So that's two feedback systems.